Arkose Labs is showcasing its accessibility. And so on the screen with me is a press release from Arkose Labs, and the title is the heading is Arkose Labs achieves WCAG compliance for digital accessibility, and the first line is putting accessibility first. Arkose Labs empowers users with inclusive digital experiences. So this press release is basically about that their product enforcement challenges now has an ACR. And in the press release, their chief technology officer, Ashish Jain, is quoted as saying, accessibility is not an afterthought for us. It's an integral part of our development and testing process. And so if I tab over to a new tab, I'm on their accessibility statement. And their accessibility statement really focuses in on the accessibility of their product enforcement challenges. And so it talks about that. And then if we tab over to another tab, we can find their publicly available accessibility conformance report, which states that they are either it states that they either support the success criteria or the criteria is not applicable. So according to this ACR, they have a fully conformant product with the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. So that is great to see. But what is problematic is when you run a wave scan on their website to get a feel for their accessibility, they have a number of issues. And so the wave scan is returning 41 errors and 8 contrast errors and 75 alerts. And the errors are diverse. There are a number of accessibility issues, and just this is just what is being flagged with a scan. So this runs in contrast with the quote from the chief technology officer. And again, it says accessibility is not an afterthought for us. It's an integral part of our development and testing process. And then the first line is putting accessibility first. Arkose Labs empowers users with inclusive digital experiences. So those statements that and that quote that statement and that quote are really running in stark contrast to the accessibility of their website. And so there are a number of issues that aren't difficult to find. It was very easy to find, but when you have a press release on your accessibility, it's going to invite people to look at your website. And so when I see a website with a number of accessibility issues, it's going to make me question that ACR. Is your product truly accessible, or is this an ACR that that I don't trust? And so it would, as a potential buyer, it's going to call it into question for me. You really need to make your website accessible, particularly if you're going to draw attention to yourself and highlight your accessibility and really tout how accessible you are. You need to focus in. You need to not only have an ACR and work on your product accessibility, but you need to make sure that your all of your digital experiences are accessible, usually starting with your website. So I think they have a clever marketing strategy. I think it's great that they have an ACR and have gone to the trouble to do this. And I think it's great that they are working on accessibility, but they need to make sure that their website is accessible. So the main point that I wanted to initially talk about was how they were leveraging accessibility with their marketing. This can give them first mover advantage, but they didn't follow through all the way, because if you're going to highlight your accessibility, you can't leave your website in a state where there are a number of accessibility issues, because then it really clouds your efforts and calls into question whether you truly are committed to accessibility. So if you're going to highlight accessibility, that's a great marketing strategy and something I've recommended in past videos. But if you're going to do that, then you need to make sure that your website is accessible. And I can't easily uncover a number of accessibility issues just by running an accessibility scan.